Hi gang, and welcome to my channel. This is Beth from Style at a Certain Age, and yes, today I have a little bit of a different venue, and that's because I'm doing or talking about those laundry hacks I've been yakking about the past few weeks. But before that, if you are new to my channel, welcome. I'm so happy that you're here. Today's Thursday, and I always say this every week, but it's a mishmash, so it's beauty and packing and travel, and today it's laundry hacks. Sunday is always about style, and that seems to be everybody's favorite day. So make certain that you check a few of my style videos out as well. But we're gonna get into it, but I'm in my laundry room, I'm in my element, and I'm just sharing a few hacks I've learned through the years. Some are just very common sense, some passed down from my mom, but I am actually, as we speak, I'm in New York attending an event, and as we all know, when we travel, the days leading up and the days after we return always has to do with laundry, and a lot of it. So stay tuned, and we're going to cover a few of my, as I said, tried and true methods. So one of the tips that I will share with you is use cold water whenever you can, because heat, so that's hot water in your washing cycle and then your dryer, that's what really breaks down your fibers and deteriorates your clothes very, very quickly. So there are several things that I don't like to ever use hot water with, and one is my dark rinse denim, and I try not to wash them as much as my faded counterparts, and that is because even with cold water, they'll start to fade after a while. So if they get a little bit, if they have a little bit of odors, or I mean, I don't go to clubs anymore, but if I did and there was smoke, I would take just a plastic bag like this, I'd pop my jeans in it, zip it up tight, and then I just pop it in the freezer overnight. When I pull it out in the morning, it's really amazing, but they smell and they look fresh as a daisy. I also rarely use bleach because that's also very, very hard on your fibers, and especially with your fine linens like for your bed or towels. So how do you keep them looking white and bright? Well, I have a tried and true method passed down from generations, and this is just a very simple household item, and it's distilled white vinegar. So I pour 1 cup into my washing machine, and then during the rinse cycle, I have a front loader, so I just put it in the fabric softener dispenser. And or if you just had, a top loader, you could put it in the rinse cycle. But it's really amazing how clean and fresh and white and bright your laundry looks with vinegar. I also very rarely use fabric softener, and there again, it's all about breaking down the fibers. So that is just one step that I skip, and I also very rarely put in a dryer sheet because it has the same reaction with your clothes. So I just skip that altogether. No fabric softener and very rarely dryer sheets. Another laundry hack that I like to use, especially for my delicates and my lingerie, is use a lingerie bag. And so then I just toss my panties in. I make sure that my bras are hooked so that the hooks don't snag on anything. So then I put it in here, throw it in, and don't have to worry about it. But if I didn't happen to have a separate lingerie bag, then I just take a pillowcase that I'm not using, and I just pop everything in here, tie it up, and it works just as well. This is just basic laundry hack 101, but it bears repeating, and that is empty all the pockets before you pop anything in the washing machine. And I like to have a change jar on top of my dryer because that actually reminds me to take out everything from my pockets, and I don't have to worry about tissues or change bouncing around. And years ago when my children were growing up, I had a change jar, and we would just put in, because there's always change in pockets, and about every 3 months we would treat ourselves to a movie or something fun. So that's just kind of a fun little what to do with your change when you pull it out. Another laundry hack that's really easy to use, especially if you're traveling or in a pinch, and I actually had to do this because one of my sons does not have an iron, doesn't own an iron, okay? So I had to iron something, so I used a blow dryer. And you just keep your clothing item just damp, and you just take the blow dryer and you just go up and down, and voila, wrinkle free. Also, a tried and true stain removal, and this you can also find in your household, it's baking soda. And this is for grease. You do have to catch your grease stain and your oil stain almost immediately, but if you do and you pop on some baking soda, the grease and the oil will just come to the top, and you just brush it with a toothbrush or something afterwards, and your stain is gone. Another great household item that really helps with stain removal is hydrogen peroxide. And we all have this. I mean, this is just like a wonder ingredient, because you not only do you use it for cuts and cleaning wounds, but you can use it for stains, and very stubborn stains like red wine or lipstick. So keep some hydrogen peroxide on hand. And also, I mentioned that heat is very hard on your clothes. So I do try to forego the dryer. So what I do instead is I have this really great laundry rack that's installed on the wall, and this is when it's not in use, and then I just pull it down when I have things to hang up. And it's just so much better than using the dryer. Also, I very rarely take my clothes to the dry cleaner. I know, but I've never been a big fan of the chemicals that they use, and I've never really liked how my items come back from the dry cleaner. So I take that risk, and I actually launder my silks and my linens and my cashmere. Of course, it's on a delicate cycle. Of course, it's in cold water, but I do take that chance, and honestly, 99% of the time, it works. So no dry cleaner. I do have to break down, my husband's retired now, Mr. Stylist, but when he was working, and his suits would go in once, twice a year at the most. But now we have these amazing machines that have the steam fresh cycle, and they're just great to toss in blazers or toss in items that you would normally take to the dry cleaner, and it freshens up like that. So I hope you enjoyed a little tour of our laundry room. It's been a work in process. I happen to love the black walls that we painted it because of these fire red washer and dryer, or fire engine red washer and dryer that we have. But it's really just turning into a space that makes me kind of happy, because laundry can be kind of a drudge. So the last thing I will just share with you is just make your space as happy, as welcoming as possible, because then you'll actually want to spend time in there. So those are my laundry hack tips. Thanks so much for stopping by. Of course, I want you to give me a thumbs up if you like the video. Subscribe, the button's down below. I'd love to have you join the family over here. And of course, I love to read all of your comments. And I will see you when I'm back from New York City. And maybe on Sunday, I'll share some of the outfits that I wore at my event. And I'll see you then. Bye-bye.